Welcome. In this series, we are learning various techniques to analyze linear networks. Today, we are looking at mesh analysis. Now, we will see what is a mesh. A mesh is any closed path in a circuit. Let's start with a simple circuit. And here, suppose if I start from point A and go to B, C, D, and come back to A, that is called closed path. We are coming back to this point. This is a mesh. And Kirchhoff's voltage law is applicable in a mesh. That means the algebraic sum of all voltages in a mesh is equal to 0. Algebraic sum means the voltage drops, any kind of voltage drop is considered to be a negative number, negative, and battery can be positive or negative depending on the current direction that we assume. Now I am assuming a current in this direction. So if current is going from negative terminal of a battery to a positive terminal, we consider it as a positive. Otherwise, it will be considered negative. Let's see here, like we told this in the last session, but once again, in any circuit, current goes from any circuit except the battery. If you see, current goes from higher potential to lower potential, but except in the battery. Like in our house, water flows against the gravity in the motor because you apply mechanical pressure there. Here, chemical pressure is applied. So naturally, current goes from negative terminal to positive terminal of a battery. And so if you consider that as a convention by positive, and hence all voltage drops are negative. If there is a battery, we will see in examples in opposite direction, that will be negative. What is Kirchhoff's voltage law? That is 15 is the voltage positive minus the voltage drop here 10 times the current, the voltage drop here minus 20 times the current equal to 0. Okay, and I said that this should be a closed path, not telling closed circuit, closed path. So this Kirchhoff's voltage law is applicable even if you have an open circuit. For example, if this is open or if this is open, the law is still applicable, but you have to consider all the voltage drops in a closed path. Let's see here. This is Kirchhoff's voltage law is still applicable here. 15 minus, here there is no current, so I is 0 because it's an open circuit. I is 0. There is no current, so no voltage drop here. But 15 minus VCD equal to 0. That means 15 volt appears here. That is Kirchhoff law is applicable here. Now we are entering into mesh analysis. Mesh analysis is an efficient way of applying Kirchhoff's voltage law and Kirchhoff current law. I am saying it to integrate Kirchhoff voltage law and current law. Kirchhoff voltage law is obvious here and Kirchhoff current law will be implicit. Let's see what it is. Let's start with a simple circuit as an example. Again, I have now two meshes. Like in previous slide, we had only one mesh. Here we have two meshes. So now I am defining the mesh currents I1 in mesh 1, I2, mesh I2. The mesh current I1 will flow through the devices or maybe elements which are exclusively in mesh 1. That means this battery and this resistance. I2 will flow through the elements that are exclusively in mesh 2. Here this is 30 kilo ohm resistance. Here both I1 and I2 are flowing. Now let's little bit focus on this point which is common to both the meshes. Here the current I1 is flowing in this direction because of this mesh, and current I2 is also flowing in this direction. So effectively current I1 minus I2 is flowing. So here we are implicitly applying Kirchhoff's current law. Instead of having three variables like you have I1, I2, instead of that we are saying I1, I2, and another variable is not necessary. Actually it is I1 minus I2. So we have reduced one variable by applying this. This is in the beginning for you to understand. Later on you will do it automatically. You don't have to remember all these things. So let me repeat. In mesh analysis, we will first see meshes. You have two meshes here. and define or assume current directions. Like as I told earlier, you have to assume current directions. And if it turns to be negative, then real current is against the direction which you choose. That you should be conscious of, as I'm telling you many times. But to start with, we assume the directions. So mesh 1 here, mesh 2 here, and mesh 1 has current I1 and in this battery and in this 10 kilo ohm resistance. In this 20 kilo ohm resistance, there is a current I1 minus I2 is flowing. Now let's write a mesh equation. That means Kirchhoff's voltage law. For this mesh, we start from here. 15, because you see the current is going from negative terminal of a battery to positive terminal. So I take it 15 minus I1, 15 minus I1 into 10 minus 20 into I1 minus I2 equal to 0. When I am in mesh 1, I will write I1 minus I2. I1 is positive because it is in the direction of the current of the mesh current. I1 minus I2 is equal to 0. This is one equation. Now, okay. Now look at the second mesh. Here we start from here. 20 into I2 minus I1 minus, because it's a voltage drop, minus 20 into, because I am in second mesh, first I will write I2 minus I1. I2 minus I1 minus 30 into I2 equal to 0. Now you have two equations. You have to solve these two equations and you will get the values of I1 and I2. Okay. Now suppose if there is another battery here, like it was difficult to, if you have another battery here, it is difficult to find normally total resistance and calculating the currents. We have solved it by converting voltage source into current source. And we can also apply superposition theorem, which we will learn later. But mesh analysis also is useful. You can apply mesh analysis even if you have battery here or many batteries are here. Let's see that example here. I have a battery here. Now let's see what is a mesh analysis. Mesh analysis says, and mesh equations we have to write. Mesh equation I am writing for mesh 1, I1, 15 minus 20 times I1 minus 30 times I1 minus I2 equal to 0. One equation. Now go to next mesh. Minus 30 into I2 minus I1. I am in second mesh, so 30 into I2 minus I1 minus 10 I2. And here this becomes minus because you see the current direction is opposite here. Battery current is going from positive terminal of the battery to the negative terminal of the battery. So it is minus 5 equal to 0. Again, you can solve. So you don't have to apply any theorems here. You can solve these two equations. You will get the values of I1 and I2. Now we have two equations here for this circuit. And by solving these two equations, we can find the values of current I1 and I2. Only thing is that you have to little bit rearrange these terms so that all I1s are in one column, all I2s are in one column. And you can solve them. This actual basic concept is here. Apply Kirchhoff's voltage law, and here is the implicitly current law. And if you understand, you can write this equation for any complicated circuit. Now we are learning a format method that is actually to simplify our life, but actually essentially the physics is here itself. Okay, the format method is rearranges these terms such that all I1s will come in one row. So what it says that for mesh 1, the current I1 is positive. So all the voltage drops due to current I1 are considered positive. And if there are any voltage drops due to any other currents, they are considered negative. You can actually blindly write once if you understand this. You see this mesh I1. I1 is flowing through 20 kilo ohm and 30 kilo ohm, right? So 20 plus 30 into I1. You have to see I1 is going through which elements. All elements you have to put here. 20 plus 30 I1. And are there any other currents flowing through this mesh? Here, no other currents are flowing. And here, yes, there is I2 flowing here. So that will be negative 30 into I2 equal to the battery constant. The battery is positive as usual if current is going from negative to positive. If you see this and this are same, we are just rearranging directly. We got I1 here, I2 here, and 15 here. Now coming to second mesh. Now mesh 2, I2 will be positive. Let's see where this I2 is flowing. I2 is flowing through this 30 kilo ohm and 10 kilo ohm. So 30 plus 10 I2. Are there any other currents flowing through this 10 kilo ohm? No. Are there any other currents flowing through this 30 kilo ohm? Yes. I1. So that will be negative 30 I1. See, equal to, now here current is going from positive to negative. So it is minus 5. See once again, the I1 is flowing through this mesh 1 has got 20, 30. So you add all the elements that are there in mesh 1 and put I1 blindly. 20 plus 30, if there are any other things, put plus 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 and I1. And see if there are any other currents flowing through this mesh 1 of mesh 1. And here I don't see any current. Here I see this I2 is flowing. So minus 30 I2 equal to, put the constant 50. Similarly, write for mesh 2. And now you can directly solve this by putting in matrix. Simply people, once you get practice, simply you will directly write the matrix 20 plus 30, 30 minus 30, 30 plus 10, and that's a 15 minus 5, and it simplifies your solution. But actual basic concept is here. If you know this, it is good enough. You can solve any problem, but this is just an advantage. Mostly in competitive tests, you can do it little quick. So I suggest again you solve problems from these books, and these are standard and very good books as I mentioned earlier. And so all the best. Thank you very much.